video, we are going to start chapter number 5, which is states of matter and pressure. So in this chapter, basically the concept that we learned about the force in the previous chapters, we'll be using those concepts, and new concept that we're going to learn is pressure. Okay. Now, pressure is a very commonly used term in our everyday life. We use pressure for different purposes, but do we exactly know what this pressure is? What is pressure? When it comes to a definition according to physics, we don't know what is pressure. So we are going to see what is pressure in light of physics, and we're going to see different states of matter. Matter has different states, like it could be solid, it could be liquid, it could be gaseous. We have learned in our chemistry that there are 3 steps of matters. So on those states, how this pressure has an effect differently on different states. So we are going to see all of those, and we are going to learn few laws given by the famous scientists, and do problems according to that. Okay, so having said that, let's start our new chapter number 5. Okay, so first of all, the definition of pressure in terms of physics is the amount of force acting per unit area is called pressure. So what does it mean? Suppose this is a surface area. Okay, this is a surface area. You are exerting some force on it. You are exerting some force on it. So due to the application of force and the area it has, it exerts some certain pressure on the object. Now, pressure is not only because of the force. The area, which is the surface area which is there, is also a factor for calculating the pressure. Suppose, give an example. I have a physics book in my hand. Okay, so if I give a force of 3 Newton, suppose 3 Newton, okay, it will have a certain pressure. I don't know what exactly the pressure will be, because this 3 Newton and the surface area of it, what is the area of this? Length into breadth. Okay, length into breadth is the area of it. The force which I'm applying divided by the area is equal to the pressure that the book will have on it. Now, if I do the similar thing on this object, if I give 3 Newton of force on this surface, the surface area of this is not same as the book. The surface area of this is much less. So even if I apply 3 Newton force, the pressure that we will have on it will not be similar to the pressure that I have given on the book, because the surface area is different of this object. So in order to understand pressure, we must understand this thing, that force is not the only factor which is involved to figure out the pressure. The surface area on which I'm applying the force also matters. So pressure is equal to force by area. So what can we say? That if you apply more force, the pressure will be more. But if the area is more, the pressure will be less. See why I'm saying this? Pressure is equal to F by A. So the more the surface area is, the less the pressure will be. For this book, when I'm applying 3 Newton of force on it, it will have a certain pressure. And for this object, when I'm applying the same amount of force, the pressure will be different. Now, which one will have less pressure? Will this object will have less pressure, or the book will have less pressure? I have applied same amount of force on both of this object, but the pressure is different. Which one has larger, which one has less pressure? It depends on the surface area. As I say, it has less surface area, that means the pressure will be more on this object than the book. Okay, the less the surface area is, the more the pressure is. Or the more the surface area is, the less the pressure is. Here, force, the more force you apply, the more pressure it will be there. And surface area is also a factor. So again, like if I say, if I push this panel with a force of 3 Newton, the pressure on it will be much less than the pressure that the book had. Okay. Although, why? Because it has a surface area which is much bigger than the book. Alright. So this is the concept of pressure. I hope you understood it. Even if you don't understand it, try with certain object which you have around and apply some force on it and see, and try to see that which one will have bigger pressure or which one will have less pressure. Or you can just rewind the video again and see what I've said. So try to understand those. I hope this is not a very difficult concept to understand. Okay, the SI unit of pressure is Newton per meter square. Why? Because we know that the unit of force is Newton, the unit of area is meter square. So the unit of pressure is Newton by meter square, or we can call it Pascal. It has a certain name which we call Pascal. Instead of writing N by M square, we can write Pascal. It defines the same thing.